Welcome to Family Lifescaping, where we explore how we influence our environment through joy and wellness. Hello, we're the Kings. I'm Michael.
And I'm Catherine, and today we're going to be discussing why we use essential oils.
But first I have to say, we apologize because you can see we have no books behind us because we're in the middle of our renovation project. Would you call it that?
We mentioned it last week. And yeah, so after this recording, we are going to be ripping up the walls. Not the walls, the floors.
I'm not ripping up the walls. I'm going to take out the baseboard so I can take up the flooring.
And moving the piano and everything behind us.
To the list,
I'm sorry.
man.
Well, anyway, so after we've done this, that's what we're going to be up to.
Does that mean you want to do the walls too?
No.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
Some painting is going to be needed. But
yes.
So focusing here. We need to use some oils to help us focus today. We should have done that.
We didn't diffuse anything.
No.
Oops.
There's nothing around here right now but we should have. But anyway.
That's okay. Let's go forward.
So a few weeks back, we mentioned how we started using essential oils. My wake-up call was like when we were looking into the bathrooms and realizing how many chemicals we were actually using in bathrooms, and there are actual healthier options. And having babies, as a mom, the taking care of that was my wake-up call.
My wake-up call was when you told me to cut down the branch of the tree, and then my forearms were scraped up. Yeah.
So I started experimenting on you.
Guinea pig.
Right. But I didn't want our house to smell like vinegar. I'm not a fan of that. So it's the using other options that are available. Now on our website, we did do a presentation a while back, and it was called the how, what, when, where, who, and why of essential oils. And today we are just going to focus on the why section, but you may want to go onto our website and find that. I don't think we should put a link in right now because we're going to be changing our website around, and so the link will actually change. Yeah. But we will go onto the website and you'll be able to find that, hopefully. So focusing on why and the why not of using essential oils. Now, plants were given to us and have many, many benefits. And essential oils are the concentrated version of them. Like everything has a purpose, right, in life. And they've been used for thousands of years for multiple reasons. And they are just like one way of having a cleaner lifestyle, and they're super versatile. So
on the subject of the plants have been used for thousands of years, how I explain this to people, I keep saying I need to stop that. But anyway, how I actually explain this to people, two different ways. That if you believe in creation, which is fine, we don't get into what people believe, I come at it from this point of view. All right, so this planet was created, we were put on this planet. It would make sense that whoever created this planet would make sure that the environment helps sustain us. Therefore, the plants are beneficial to us. Now, the other option is if you believe in evolution, which many people do, and that's fine, then if we evolved in this environment, it would make sense that we actually adapted to the environment. Therefore, the plants are beneficial to us.
So either way,
they're beneficial
to us. So whatever you believe. But they've also been proven that when you add that to supplements and things like, they actually work better with your body. They work with your body and are more effective to help us. It's the why use artificial chemicals when we have natural plants that do the same thing, that work with our body and not against our body. So it's like super important.
Mm-hmm. And a little hint about that, about the artificial drugs, additives, whatever's out there. They have to have an origin. It's not just, I thought of it and here it is, and you put it together in lab. No, they actually broke down the components of what? Our environment, the plants.
They're taken from the plants originally.
Because you cannot patent a plant that's naturally growing out there. You can only patent or copyright things that you create.
So it all comes down to money.
Pretty much, yeah.
But the safety issue also is that all those hidden ingredients, all those synthetic chemicals and fillers that are added to many essential oils, you've got to be really careful, because those additives that have been added can actually do more harm in the long run. So you've really got to know what you're doing.
It's just not the additives. There's one methodology where they take the leftovers of the plants and they soak it in water to extract whatever's left after it's been processed. So you actually get this maybe watered perfume or perfumed floral waters. There you go. That's why it's called. And so you don't really get the benefits from the complete product that's produced the first time around.
Yeah, so taking it back to what an essential oil is, it is the most powerful, potent part of that plant. And so that's
if you're only getting the dregs, you're only getting the dregs.
No one wants dregs.
No one wants dregs.
But so with essential oils, true essential oils, they are there to support our bodies, to help our systems, heal itself. That's what they're designed to do. They're supportive in nature, but they're not a cure.
No, they're not a cure. If you look at trees, and we go and you actually
like frankincense trees.
And when they go in to harvest it, same process basically is going to get the maple sap. When that sap runs over, that's basically akin to the scabs that we get on our skin.
The tree is healing itself.
It's healing itself. It's protecting itself. That's what it's doing.
Right. So like when you break your leg, which hopefully no one does, but when you do, the bone comes back stronger.
Yes.
In that point. And so what you're wanting to do is, an essential oil is not going to heal a broken leg.
No.
But it can support your body to have a faster healing process, or support it and be stronger and support your whole body at the same time. Replenish. But you're talking about frankincense. That's one that has definitely been used for thousands of years. There in the Middle East, they use frankincense and infuse it into their water, and that's what they're drinking. And people also another aspect is that people are like, well, it's I can get this real super cheap. I'm not going to spend whatever. Think about the process of getting the frankincense resin, or even like the essential oil. It's like they cut down they make cuts and get the saps out of they're called tears in a frankincense tree, and then they go and put them in caves, and they have to cure there for 6 months to like over a year, depending on the species of frankincense, because there's more than one type of frankincense tree. And then after that, then you're having to you have your resin, or you then distill it to get the essential oil. If you think you can go and get that done for like $1 a bottle or whatever it is, like, you'll be wrong.
No, you can't do that.
Right. And frankincense trees don't work, they don't live, this isn't their environment to survive in the US or in the UK or wherever you are. There are only certain parts in the world where they grow. So if you want the benefits of them, that's where you go and get your oils from. And
well, a hint about this too, I keep saying hint, but about this too, is that if you look at frankincense in and of itself, it has been a commodity for a very, very long time. It has actually been used as money,
and it's in the Bible for its how good it is.
So it's been used in trade. If you go back to that, the highest quality frankincense is reserved for the royalty. So if somebody's saying this is the best stuff, what I've got, it's probably not true, because it doesn't go out of where Young Living gets it.
We're going to talk more about Young Living next week, and the reasons why we use that company and not getting them in stores. But because of the ethics and moral standards of them, they have worked for decades with in Oman. So instead of just having it for the royal, we're the only outsiders. They're allowed to have our own farms there, or partner farms with them, to get the best. That will be our sacra, Boswellia sacra, the sacred frankincense. And that's where we get it from.
And just simple fact is that you really can't get that quality anywhere else. You just can't.
And frankincense, it's in like our facial skin products. And for good reason. It's frankincense is well known for its cell regeneration. And ladies don't like wrinkles.
No.
Just saying.
But just to drive home the point, one of the things that I hear is like rose, and that I can get a bottle of rose oil, and I can get it for like $15. If you stop to think about the process yet again, that is literally taking the rose petals and processing them. If you look and you just go buy a rose plant,
and even a non-organic,
how much that costs. Now you times that however many pounds.
It's like you need like 15,000 pounds to make one bottle of true rose essential oil.
So you're going to get
5 ml.
Yeah, and you're actually going to buy that for $15 somewhere? No, that's not real.
And it's really potent. It's really strong. You only need 1 drop for the purposes that you choose to use it for.
Yes.
So, but yeah, we'll be talking a lot more about the reasons why or where you should be getting your oils from, or why we've chosen Young Living, for example. But today is all about why else should we be actually using the essential oils in the first place. And we have like a really long list. But it's the things like enhancing your mood.
Yes.
Now, this is something we diffuse all the time. Like for different reasons, but like with the kids, if we want to have more of an uplifting mood to encourage better attitudes in the house, or if we need to be energized, or if we just need to relax, and that's a special good one for kids, especially when you're at that time when it's cooking dinner, everyone's getting real tired and hungry, and so you want to have those more calming oils being diffused, and that then leads you into bedtime so everyone can have a good night's sleep.
And then, of course, I get told off that don't rile the kids up when they're in bed.
He's such a dad. It's just like, this is another story, but I will go in and settle them down like pretty quickly. He'll come in and like 2 seconds later, they're just running around with a load of energy again. So I have to go and work my magic. And I will use essential oils on them. And it's amazing the difference that they have. And like different kids need different oils, just like with adults. Different oils have different properties. So what works for Michael may not work for me, and vice versa.
True.
It's what our bodies are needing, and that's the same with kids. But kids kind of know what they like and what they don't like, and you'll be able to see what actually works for your kids. But yes, shutting down to sleep, and everyone needs for health benefits. We all need to sleep. I personally, it's my own fault for not going to bed earlier. It's not like I have a problem sleeping, it's just taking myself. I need an oil that will drag me to bed, but that doesn't exist. But then also to energize. So say you're driving and that's the time you don't want to go to sleep. So you get the oils like peppermint and supplements that have essential oils in them, like the Ningxia Red and Nitro, and that will just keep you going. And one that I love is the Ningxia Zing. So when we're doing a long road trip, I will have that. I do not need, and I used to have a Coke
we both did.
To keep us going, driving and staying awake. But I don't do that. I do a Zing, and they have, Zings have lime essential oil and black pepper essential oil. So look up those oils of why they would have put those in a drink that doesn't have all that nasty junk, energizing drinks that can do really bad damage to your health.
But it's not just the essential oil in the Ningxia Zing, it's the balance. Yeah. Because it's not like
black pepper. It's a lot of science that goes behind it.
It's not so spicy, that first spice that you're like, black pepper, because you can get peppercorn, put it on your tongue and they'll burn you. But it's very interesting how they have actually put it together, and it's much, I like
really
it.
Nice.
I like it much better than
they're
the
small
soda.
cans, but you only need a little bit, and you're good. I find you're good to go.
Yeah.
Which will also be good in the afternoon, to get you through the afternoons, hump.
After you're homeschooling kids and you're exhausted. Yeah.
Right. But then that also takes you on to focus. So getting kids to focus to do their homeschool or their homework or whatever they need to be focused on. Like, my girls can be the most unfocused kids out there. There's always so much grabbing their attention and they've got going on. One of them is very creative in that brain. She's always in her little dreamland. But so we use essential oils to focus them, and there are certain ones that I will use to help them. We used one the other day, which was a combination of Northern Lights black spruce and orange essential oil combined in the diffuser, and the girls loved it, and they got a lot of work done. But there's ones you could also like put on them. Another one we use is a blend called Clarity, and that just when they're struggling with their work, I will do that just to help them, to support. It's not going to create magical answers for them, but it's going to help them stay more focused and motivated. And then essential oils, why you also should use them, is that they can help maintain the health and support all of your body systems. So we're not just talking about your immune system. You know, you've got 12 different systems, but like your integumentary, your skin system, I can never say that word, and your respiratory system, and all these other systems that you may need support. And as we mentioned earlier, like you combine it, like we all know right now how important zinc is, and vitamin C and vitamin D. You take those, but you have them in combinations. Not all of them, but some of them with essential oils. They will work, and your body can absorb and use those vitamins much better. You know, why waste your money on things that you're just going to pee out? Sorry for saying that, but you know, that's just how it is. You want it in your system. And then you at work, like under your masks, like any of us that have to wear masks.
Coffee breath. I drink a lot of coffee, and if you just stop
Too much coffee.
True. Well, no, not true. Yeah, maybe whatever. But anyway, when you wear a mask and you drink coffee and you're breathing that out, it gets really bad throughout the day, especially when you have to go to an N95.
But and it's also that, you know, to help you even when you're not wearing a mask, the smells that you have to come across in the hospital and stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
You just like, you can put like
peppermint is your friend.
Yeah. Or your like Aroma Ease is a blend that you use a lot.
But I'll make this caveat to the peppermint. Make sure you really get your mask snug against your nose, because then it goes up into your eyes. And then people are saying, why are you crying? Because I have peppermint going in my eyes.
It's high in menthol. And that, you remember, we've mentioned this before, you keep oils, it's a safety thing, away from your eyes.
I didn't mean to do it.
You're just a softie, really, aren't you? But then you have essential oils that are also used for, so you're not having the toxic cleaning that we've done. Or you had, you know, if you look up clove and lemon, we used, I'm going to post this up later today, but, or at some point, that we've got.
Yeah, we have work to do.
A lemon essential, I know, a lemon essential oil. The girls get stickers when they go to stores. You know, I love whatever store. And they used to love this when they were little kids. They don't get them as much now. But they used to stick them all over, like the wardrobe, the closet,
dresser.
Yeah, the dresser in Charlotte's room. And I was talking about painting furniture. And she was like, oh, let's paint my furniture. And I was like, we can't. You've got stickers all over them. And so she was like, got a little bit upset. I'm like, well, take the stickers off. And they are so stuck on there. She tried so hard to get them off. And I tried, and we couldn't get them off anymore. So I'm like, okay, lemon essential oil. And you just put some lemon essential oil on there, and it dissolves. It eats plastic. It eats that sticky stuff. And so the stickers, it looks really good. The dresser is just like new again. Well, it's really old, but it's like...
It is not... I bought it when I was single, but it's not that old.
Well, when you're saying that's at least 10 years ago. So it's... Anyway.
That's ancient now. Now you've heard it. That's
paint,
ancient. 10 years old.
And well, we're considered vintage now in the world, but whatever. Anyway, so I digress. So you have toxic cleaning. So you do not want that. So you can use natural things. As I said, look up clove and the power of clove. Look up lemon. But then also your personal products that you put on your body. You do not want to be putting in nasty stuff. Essential oil derivative, like within your products, make a huge difference.
Well, the additives and everything is simply everywhere when you look at it. And it's amazing when you actually stop to look at what the ingredients are. If you cannot pronounce the name, why are you putting it on your body? Unless
it's Latin, of course, because all essential oils, they use the plant, the Latin name, and that's a science thing. And
Well, yeah, that's true. But
and I
I'm
struggle
talking
with that too.
about the something that ends in phosphates or
Yeah.
benzoines or benzonates.
Yes, all that stuff.
All that. Why put it on your body? It's just amazing.
Well, and then we mentioned, with like makeup and stuff. Now, I forgot to put on mascara today. But here's the thing. If you put lavender in your mascara, just one drop, and even cedarwood in there as well, it will make your eyelashes like stronger and thicker naturally. Just don't poke your eye, but within the makeup. I know makeup's not your thing at all, but it's like this is how you use them. There are other ways. It's not just the traditional ways that people think.
But now I know if I ever decide to use mascara, don't poke your eye.
And then you have like your toothpaste. Go and find out what's in your toothpaste. It's like, you don't want that. Like, we use thieves in our toothpaste, and there are some people that we use orange oil directly for whitening your teeth. Why have all the nasty chemicals when there are natural things that you can use?
But the amazing thing about toothpaste is, last time that we went to the dentist, I told my
dentist.
No, not the dentist. The
hygienist.
And I told her, well, we've switched over to this other toothpaste. And she said, oh, really? I know several people that are using that, and their checkups are better.
And yours has been too.
Yeah.
Like, big time. And then you have things like, you can use essential oils to help detox your body. It's the not putting chemicals in, but whatever's in here, like getting that. I always go down like it's
getting it out.
You're peeing and you're pooping it out. But so we have been given plants for a reason. And, a little bit should go like a really long way. And for us, they have also saved us a lot in the kitchen in terms of money on buying herbs and spices. Essential oils, you can get all of those. Like you're using cumin and cardamom and all these other spices. And rather than going out and buying basil, as I would say, and killing the plant, or sitting in the fridge, and then
we don't
for
try
one
to kill the plant. It just we can't grow it.
We don't have a green thumb.
Droops and it's gone.
And when the ones that do stay in the refrigerator, you get your sage or whatever you have, is like, if you have it for one recipe, then you have wasted the rest of that herb. And so what we use is a drop of the essential oil
how
sage.
It started was, quite literally, we didn't have the herb, and I started looking around, and I'm like, well, why not? So I went ahead and I tried it, and it came out really well.
Again, only using essential oils that have been labeled by the FDA, or not labeled by them, but approved by them for grass, so they are approved for internal use.
Internally, yeah.
Very important, because other stuff, like the ones in the stores, you do not want to be, it says do not ingest for a very good reason.
But there are even pure essential oils you don't really want to put into your cooking or anything. You always want to do the ones that are labeled for ingestion. Yeah,
definitely. So then there are reasons why not to use essential oils. But here are a couple of things that I always get told. Like, I don't have the time. I don't want to use essential oils because I don't have the time to learn about it. And I think in this modern world, we have been accustomed to convenience.
We have.
And it's if we don't have it given to us on a plate or a silver platter, then like we don't want it, or we don't want to bother trying. And this is like, do you not have time for yourself? Do you not have time for your own health? Because, we should never stop learning something, and it's finding out what's important. And I would rather learn now than as much as I can for me and for our family, then one day we can get really sick. And there's certain things, that we are surrounded by toxins in this world. You can't, stop yourself from getting sick.
But if you turn this around too about time, and you start learning about this and what's important to you, and you start investing your time in it, and then the things that were really time wasters will start falling away, and you'll realize you actually have more time. Because we put so much into our lives that we're like, we don't have time. But when you really go through what is truthfully important.
And there's so much more research out there. So yes, we're in an information world where there is a lot, and you have to sift through a lot of junk. to get to the good stuff, you know, things that haven't been paid for. But you just take one oil at a time, or you take one body system or one reason at a time, and just a little bit here and there, and you can learn a lot real quick.
You can.
But another thing I'm always hearing why we shouldn't be using essential oils is like, I just don't have the money for it. And like, okay, I get that. And you should never get yourself into debt by buying stuff more outside of your own means. And I get that, but we're all about replacement buying. And it's you replace one thing at a time. It's not extra stuff. This is instead of. So we've actually saved a huge amount of money. We don't go down the cleaning aisle. I mean, if we go down there now, it's more purely just to get back to the milk at the back of the store.
Well, we can't go down the cleaning aisle for other reasons too, because typically in stores in front of the cleaning aisle, it seems they have all the fragrances. I can't walk down that because that will give me problems.
And then people have that, you know, when you go to perfume areas or whatever and you get headaches, you know, that's your body warning you that there is something there that is not designed for your body. I know people love perfume and stuff like that, but it's not. Your health is more important. There are other ways you can use essential oils for perfumes, and there's a science behind it, and there's ways of layering and stuff, and it can be quite fun if that's your thing. But when you go down the cleaning aisle, you can smell the chemicals and even the girls can smell it now. And it's because you clean your body of all that junk, you're more aware. You can then listen to your body. That sounds real foo-foo. Like you can listen to your body. But your body can talk to you in the sense of what is bad for you and what's not.
No, it's not foo-foo. But and the reason it's not foo-foo is that one of the things that we tell patients in the hospital is that you have to tell us what you're feeling. You know your body better than we do.
Yeah.
And so we tell them that. And we want you to, quote unquote, listen to your body. If you have a pain, tell us where the pain is. You're listening to your body.
But this is also goes back to the time. You've got to step back, take the time and listen. Like, be in a space that you can, rather than being rush when you're not listening at all. But I was saying how, like, we have saved a ton of money, one, for not going down the cleaning aisle, but also our cleaning product that we use that contains essential oils is so concentrated that it is so actually works out per drop or per spray that when you're cleaning down the counters is so much cheaper than all the chemicals and stuff like that.
Going back to our website also, we have actually put up a comparison of cleaning pans with this product. And there was that basically I would have to take steel wool and clean the pan with steel wool to get off the different things are stuck on because the cleaning solution just wouldn't clean it. But this stuff, I put in there and let it soak, and it just literally wiped out. And it amazed
household
me.
Cleaner.
Yeah.
It really does.
I did not think that would do that, quite frankly.
And there are other tips that we can give you about how to save money. So you buy a bottle, and yes, a bottle may be more expensive than what you get in a store, but you only need one drop versus needing 20 or 30 drops of this other stuff because of the power, the power of the quality of the actual oil. But there are tips to making a bottle last, and they don't have the use by dates because they don't have all this other stuff. But there are ways, especially with the citrus oils that are cold pressed, they're not distilled. There are ways to make them last longer. And you want to get your money's worth. We're all about that, where every drop counts. But in terms of money, it's like making a budget for it. There are consumer reports out there that show that people spend money, and it's just you get to choose how you spend that money. And what's really important. And for us, we personally have chosen that the health, we are healthier now and happier now than what we used to be. We weren't like sad, depressed people before.
No, but one of the things that I had was I had migraines. And it was not that the essential oils cured the migraine. That didn't happen. What happened was we removed the products that were causing the migraines.
Yeah. Without you knowing.
I didn't realize it or know until it was like they were gone.
And there's also, preventative measures are always better than trying to fix a cure.
Yeah.
So it's trying to keep us, and we can talk about frequencies of oils and frequencies of your body that when you're sick are much lower, and all that kind of science that goes behind that at some point. But back to serious, why you shouldn't use essential oils. If you're an epileptic, or if you are on certain heart medications, you need to, there are certain oils that you definitely must avoid. Otherwise, they're going to cause you health issues.
Along with that same thing, if you're on heart medication or different medications, you have to tell your doctor.
Yeah,
you have to tell your doctor to make sure that there's no interactions that will negate the medication you're on. You just have to do that.
Well, there's one thing, like one of our products that we use is Nature Red. Huge, great product for multiple reasons. But if you're on chemo,
don't use it.
You don't want to use it, because if you have chosen the path to use chemo, you want that chemo to work. But if you're drinking something that's healthy, that's trying to attack things that don't belong in your body, and I saw some pictures the other day of red blood cells, the difference between taking before and then 15 minutes after taking just one shot, 1 ounce of Nature Red, and the difference in red blood cells is amazing. But if you are taking that when you're on chemo, it will be attacking the chemo, maybe instead of this other stuff you don't want in your body. And so there are times not to take certain things when you're, depending on the decisions that you make in your life. And then, real true essential oils are great for pets too. They should be safe and for children. But cats are just one example where there are certain oils you must avoid. And we had a cat and she was fine, no problems. She actually, you can tell from a cat when they don't like something.
Quickly.
But because, it was her fault. She ran up to me as I opened up lemongrass, and it was lemongrass, all oils are really strong. She darted out, she escaped. So you always make sure that the pet has an escape. But she didn't have a problem when we diffused it. It's the concentration. So you always have to make sure that things are highly diluted, and use it, be very cautious, but avoid the essential oils that are high in terpenes, especially because a cat's body, its liver or whatever it can do, it's toxic and it cannot process those oils. So yes, you hear of issues with cats, but all those are ones where they've used essential oils that have all those added synthetic chemicals and fillers and all that stuff, all that junk that causes issues. But if it's one that's high in terpenes, you just know your pets, just like know your body, know your own animal's body system too. Because, essential oils, they are very powerful.
They are.
So, I'm also going to be really thankful for essential oils. Sorry, honey. But he no longer snores. And we haven't done anything else different. When we first got married, I would hit him several times in the night, or try and push him over, or wake him up. You're gonna get mad with me.
No, this is on video, and I know we'll put it up on the podcast. So everybody out there that may listen to the podcast, I'm rolling my eyes and looking up at the ceiling right now.
But you are not the only man in this world that snores,
or woman.
That is true. But I have to say, since making all these changes, he no longer snores. We sleep, and it hasn't saved our marriage, but it definitely helps. Right? And I'm sure many women out there would understand what I'm saying.
No, but I'm going to put a caveat in that. Yet again, essential oils are supportive.
Yeah.
If you have certain problems that are causing you to snore, essential oils will not affect that. Right. Because if it is CNS or your central nervous system that's causing it, essential oil is not going to affect that. If it is obstructive, truthfully obstructive, essential oil is not going to affect that. Mine is because I have a reactive component. Okay, so,
it's
different.
Yeah, there's the science behind it, and the medical science, i.e. like go and talk to your doctor.
Yeah, talk to your doctor. Don't just decide and say this will work for
but
me.
There's
find out the information.
Yeah. And you've got to know your own body and stuff.
Yes.
But that's something that's really helped us. And it's the not being, I'm thankful that we don't have to rely on lots of medications that are known to cause long-term or, potential of causing long-term damage. For, simple fevers and coughs and things that happen naturally to everybody. And helping you at certain times of the month and all that kind of stuff, female stuff that goes on. So we're a lot healthier and happier than what we used to be. So that's good. As for our whole family.
Yes.
So until next time, remember, you're the best gatekeeper for your own personal lifescape.
Stay well.